Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast here for a Monday. Good to see everybody. Bird is past the diet challenge, put up a good fight, lost by 2 pounds to Suits, paid off his punishment in the mankini, out in traffic, and he's got his clothes back on and having a little snack.
Yeah, Virginia bought me my favorite chip. This is my number one favorite chip of all time, and you actually turned this on to me, or you turned me on to this, I should say. I'm real tired. Zapp's Voodoo Chips is so delicious.
They're so yummy.
The best chip on the market, in my opinion.
What's the flavor? Are they different ones, or are they all standard?
It's New Orleans kettle style, and it tastes like a zesty salt and vinegar, I guess is the best way I should say it, but with a
little kick.
A kick of fuck yeah in there.
That's quite a kick, huh?
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Salt and vinegar with a kick of fuck yeah.
They're fun. They're good chips.
Okay.
Tangy.
Tangy, huh?
I'm trying to give you good words like they do in the food shows.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Today on a Monday, we typically do the column outs, and we had one earlier about a Palm Beach County mother of 3 that was discussing the county's new policy to exclude people who refuse to wear masks from public meetings on Facebook last Friday, when another dude named Anthony joked about leaving hundreds of bags of garbage on the lawn of the county commissioner, and Angelique had added in there thousands of masks, and she said later an officer with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, who identified himself as a detective, showed up and warned her against trespassing and illegal activity. When she requested to file a trespassing report against an unidentified woman whose identity was not known to the detective, they refused to take the report, and she then went on to Facebook and said, "Who sent the officers to do their Gestapo bidding? Who was watching and reporting my social media post? Why was I targeted? I do not believe that anyone deserves to be bullied by our local government officials," is what she had said. And so we brought up that discussion about when you post something up on social media, when does it not warrant a visit from local law enforcement? Angelique is on here because I know she wanted to add a couple things to the commentary. Hello, Angelique.
Hey, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear. Who am I speaking with?
It's Kevin, Virginia, and Jason.
Hey, how are you guys doing this morning?
Good. So just tell me a little bit, add a little bit more context in here to the story that we had seen. Somebody had pointed this out to us, and brings up an interesting question. What would you like to add into it or say?
Well, I didn't really get to hear the show this morning. I know I heard a part of the segment, and I wanted to clarify some things.
Okay.
Because it is a great question. What does warrant the police to come knock on your door? My post was a response to Palm Beach County changing policy, and the policy was that individuals who have medical and religious exemptions have to move now to the basement. So I made a post about that.
So wait, they have to do what? Hold on. What was that? Move to the basement. What is this part? Trying to follow.
Palm Beach County commissioners made a new policy that individuals who want to come publicly speak to them every first week of the month, they have a public of the hearing or matters of the public.
Oh, yeah. No,
meeting.
we've played audio from those council meetings. They get very entertaining. Yes, I know. Yes. We know them well.
So the individuals now that claim medical and religious exemptions, which is under the emergency order, under the mask mandate, are now moved to the basement of the garage of that county building.
Okay. So they have to stay there and make their statements there because they're not wearing masks? Is that what it is?
That is their policy. That is correct.
Okay. So they're trying to do that separation. And so when you added in there and you joked thousands of masks, that was on Anthony's post. I'm trying to figure out what the connection is to what you were just talking about with the basement and to your comment on social media that got you.
So that was my original post, and then Anthony had commented on that post stating we need to show up and making them feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
And then he continued to comment and say, well, I'm the kind of person that would want to leave hundreds of bags of garbage on their lawn. And my response was just 3 words, thousands of masks.
Okay. And they showed up, and I saw a little bit of the video that you had posted up where there was a detective on your porch, and you were just like, okay, why are you guys hassling me and bothering me is the video that you had posted up from what I saw. It was a relatively short clip, though.
Yeah. So I was able to get that interaction because I was uncomfortable with, one, the cops being at my door at 10:30 at night. I've never had that interaction before, and I didn't even have a clue what it was about until he started to question me. And I think why I got a little bit uncomfortable is because I have been very vocal towards the Palm Beach County commissioners, and you've probably shared my voice clip in your show. And back in November, I actually went to the Palm Beach County Commissioners meeting to discuss a Twitter post. And this goes back to where I say what warrants and what kind of post warrants police knocking at your door. I went to Commissioner McKinley directly at that meeting to inform her that her 19-year-old daughter posted on Twitter that she wanted somebody to assassinate Governor DeSantis.
Jeez.
Well,
and I brought it.
You can't do that either. And hopefully they looked into that. Nobody can make any threats on social media against governors or county commissioners. And if you do, you just need to realize that after you say those things, those commissioners, those governors, they are connected directly to law enforcement. And they can immediately dispatch law enforcement to go follow up on whatever you said. And even though you didn't mean that you wanted to put any trash on his yard or thousands of masks, you were just popping off. They can come check you out. That's their job.
Right, Virginia, and I agree to an extent, and I don't want to be biased to my own story, but I think where I see hypocrisy is that nobody showed up at their daughter's door. Nobody showed up at McKinley's door to let her know that what she was doing was actually against the law, because that is wanting to do bodily harm. There is actual statute for that. And what I did was a joke. So my only thing is I would want there to be equal.
Well, that's not how it works in this world. I'm sorry, I have to explain to you that it's not equal for everybody, but it's not. When you come for the county commissioner and you go in hard.
Well, she's saying, what about the girl that threatened life and nobody shows up?
McKinley obviously has the power to say, you know what, that's my daughter. Please don't come after her. You know, this is how it is in our world.
But I know what she's saying.
Are we second class?
No, you're not connected, and you're attacking the county commissioner, and they're going to flex their muscle.
Power.
But
Virginia,
it should
abuse of power, and it is against the law for a government official to use their authority.
But they're not doing anything against the law to come check you out and make sure you're not going to really attack their home and property.
Well, the question is, why does one person get a visit and the other person doesn't? One person's trying to say that I was just trying to make a joke. The other person levied a death threat and they get nothing.
Well, because that person can be explained away by their mother, who is on the commission.
Well, I'm sorry, that's not the America that my family flexed to before.
I hate to have to explain how reality works to you, but that's how reality works.
That's what's sad America, and I don't think our children should grow up in that.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, it is an interesting discussion when people start showing up, and you know, everybody wants to be treated fairly.
Well, that's not life, Kevin. That's not how it works.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Angelique. We do appreciate that.
Yeah, I thank you guys for sharing this, and hopefully I can get the answers that I'm looking for, because it's still unknown who requested for them to come to my house and why I was specifically targeted. And we all know it's because I'm a political dissenter. Virginia, I agree with you. They believe because they are in a government position, they have the right to snap their fingers and tell the police, go and tell this woman, don't do what you're doing. It's against the law. Scare them with your badge. Scare them with your gun.
Okay.
So I agree.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Angelique.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
You have a great
absolutely.
day.
Okay, you too.
I don't think
there
she
you go.
understands.
Well,
If you come for them, they have the power to send a cop to your house. That's just how it is. You've made a threat on social media by saying you're going to dump a bunch of trash and use mask in the dude's yard. I mean, they have every right to come out there and make sure you're not serious.
some of the comments people have sent in just based on that. So Virginia is wrong. This lady needs to be treated equally, just like that woman's daughter. We're supposed to all be created equal. Correct. So that girl needs to be held accountable just like this woman. A threat is a threat. Why is it people in higher positions get away with crap, but this lady has people on her doorstep? It should be fair as fair.
I don't know what to tell you. McKinley easily could explain away her 19-year-old popping off with very little investigation required. That's just how it works. It's not going to be fair. If it were switched the other way and maybe you had a different opinion, like it's going to change. Every time it changes and the political party changes, whoever's in the power has the power to send the cops to your house to make sure you're not going to put trash in their yard.
Somebody texted in, Virginia, the reason it works that way is because we allow it. We should not allow our elected officials to live under a different standard.
They're like coming for you, witch.
I don't give a shit. Nobody's coming for me. I steadfastly share my opinion and stand with what I just said over and over. Don't come for the county commissioner online in a social media forum and think that it's not going to come back on you.
Well, I think it just goes to show that you can post up on social media and get a visit from law enforcement.
Well, it also shows, too, that everyone that posts on social media is considered a public figure. You really are.
And they can come for anybody, and it can be indiscriminate how they come for you, to check you out, to knock on your door and make sure that you're not serious about the threats you're levying. They're allowed to do that. Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
If you write threats, they can follow up. That's not illegal.
It is interesting. I didn't know the other part of it, that somebody had actually threatened to assassinate the governor in Nada, and she throws something up about masks and, hello, where'd you do at 10:30 p.m.?
I don't think that was at all politically motivated.
I'm sure lots of people have threatened to assassinate the governor.
Don't think you can, though.
I think when your mom is McKinley, you can explain your daughter out of it and not be in trouble. But when you're a person that makes trouble, they can make trouble for you too.
Somebody said we need to check people in power. That's why people in power, like the cops, get away with crap themselves and people in higher positions, because nobody checks them. Check their asses. All right. There you go.
All right, whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. Thanks for noticing me.
Got a couple other fun little emails here, including now that you're off your diet, Jay Bird. My goodness, take a look at this. Daryl sent this in, said, Jay Bird, look at this gorgeous motherfucking creation. It's a Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie cheesecake, bitch.
What?
Yeah.
Is that real?
You are welcome, sir. Daryl. I'm a girl from Okeechobee. Well, there you go.
All right.
A lot of female Daryls in Okeechobee, apparently. You start off with Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. You line them around the bottom of the pie tin like that. And then when it comes out, you got the cream cheese and everything else, and it looks like that if you're watching KVJ TV.
My God.
You want to take that to masturbate to later?
Yes, this is.
Later.
I mean, what a cream.
I'm telling him later,
I think
so
he
he
just-
doesn't do it now.
I think he just completed.
Speaking of cream pie,
Yeah.
that is wonderful. I'm an oatmeal cream pie fan.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Well, that should do it. Ooh, that's an amazing. That's tricky and crafty. It looks fantastic.
Did Fat Kevin like OCPs?
Yeah, I ate them all the time because my grandmother Beulah always had them. She had a little tin, and there wasn't a lot going on. I was an only child, keep in mind. So when we were at her house in West Virginia, there was nothing to do. So a lot of my being a fat kid was just out of boredom. There was nothing to do but eat. So I'd tiptoe my fat ass around her house, sneaking around, snaking little Debbie cream pies. And oh man, did I love those things. I would knock down a box a day, probably.
Isn't that the worst? I used to have to go into the kitchen, sneak in there, and steal snacks and not get caught like a ninja. And it's a rush when you can get the food and get back to your bed without getting caught. Because not only did you score the food, but you had one up.
That was the fun of it, yeah.
On management,
it was like a reward, yeah.
Yeah. It's a rush.
It was like a reward.
Gosh,
absolutely loved it.
Chase that feeling.
Yeah.
Remember when Little Debbie whole entire boxes were 99 cents?
They're still pretty inexpensive. They're not that bad.
They're not that bad.
They're really
but
not.
I remember when they used to be 99 cents for a whole entire box of those things.
Yeah, oatmeal cream pie. Now they do the jumbo size. It's almost the size of two of my. Ooh, it's
two of your nuts.
Two of them make up a bird face. 2 oatmeal cream pies.
What? I think we should send him home. He's tired.
I am tired. I did not sleep well this weekend. I'm a little off. Rest.
Well, you threw out the OCPs, and Lauren in Paris, France, is throwing back another acronym quiz for you. Throwing back your own acronyms.
Did not do well.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how you do here. Do you remember you had used DPs to refer to something? Do you remember what that was? You said the DPs.
Give me the DP. Man, what was that?
I don't think it's the traditional thing that we, because you wouldn't have asked for that on the air.
No, was it double? Give me double Pepsi? Give me the DP, double Pepsi.
Double Pepsi. No, it was Droopy Peen.
Droopy Peen, that's right.
Droopy Peen.
Yeah, Droopy Peen was what you went with when you said you got the don't want the DP.
You don't want the DP. That's
you don't
right.
want the DP, yeah.
Yeah, neither does the ladies.
No.
They do not want the DP.
Not when it's party time.
No.
When you said I got them BANs, do you remember what you're referring to? What's your acronym for BANs? Got them BANs.
I got them bitch ass.
Knees.
Bitch ass.
Hope not.
I got them bitch ass. I got the bitch ass cleft. No, is that C? It's C.
Are you okay?
No. I'm real tired. I am. I'm tired.
Bitch ass knuckles.
Bitch ass knuckles. I got the arth. I got the rightus, I think.
But you do know that knuckles doesn't start with that.
Yes,
N.
I'm not that dumb. Come on. I'm dumb, but not that dumb. B-A-N. Bitch ass.
I got them BANs.
Oh, bitch ass nostrils.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Bitch
nostrils.
ass
Yeah.
nostrils. I do.
You do.
Got small nostrils.
Baby nose.
It's hard to even get a finger up there. I can't get a knuck. There's no way I can get a knuck up there.
Even with your pinky? How do you pick boogers?
It's tough, man.
That
I
is.
can't get.
That's like a.
Oh man, that hurts. Oof. Yeah, I cannot get up.
That's crazy.
I need to do with a Q-tip.
You'd be an awful cocaine addict. It would just be struggle.
For so many reasons.
Take them all day to get a line down.
I would be the worst coke person for a billion reasons.
BANs, bitch ass nostrils. What about the BACs? You said you got them BACs too.
I got them bitch ass calves.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at you.
getting better.
Nostrils and calves. Okay. What about when you said you got when you got those TPs? What are you talking about? When you got those TPs, you have what?
Titty problems?
Titty problems. Could be.
You have titty problems sometimes, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
As many a women.
Oh, yeah. Titties can be a problem.
Because we have testicle... Is it testicle problems?
Ah.
Testicle play?
Ooh. Sounds like fun. Hey.
Look how happy Kevin sounded. Ooh.
Testicle pimples?
Oh, come on, V. You always got to take the sexy out of it.
Yeah. It's tummy pains. Tummy pains. When you got those TPs, those tummy pains.
Well, I don't recall this.
Panda said you had tummy pains over the weekend.
Yeah.
Did? What happened?
I didn't feel well on Saturday.
Okay.
What happened, Bay?
Nothing.
You had the TPs.
Panda said you had the poopy farts.
No, I was nauseous and dehydrated.
Not good.
Yeah. So, but I don't. It's not. Don't worry. It's not COVID. I don't think.
Oh boy.
No, I think I've been dehydrated. I haven't been drinking water as much as I should be, and I've been eating better, but not drinking enough water.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
tough on the weekend, too.
Well, I hate water, and I drank a little bit.
I have a tough time, Big. When it's the weekend, I'm like, oh, I don't know who wants water on the weekend.
It's a chore for me. I really do struggle with it. Even when I put that bullshit Mio bullshit in there. Ugh.
Well, it sounds like you're picking the wrong flavor.
No, I
Bullshit flavored.
From Mio.
No, tastes more like real bull dung.
You're terrible.
Ugh,
You thought
like
water
that
was
one.
bad before.
I don't like this one.
No, it tastes like straight up bullshit.
do you struggle on the weekend with it?
I don't drink a lot of water on the weekend. During the week, I try to make up. That's when I'm good. But when I get Friday, Saturday, those are usually my 2 days where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I could have a water here, or I could have something I want to drink. I'm going to go with what I want to drink.
Do you like Crystal Light?
It's okay.
It's bullshit.
It's okay.
Man.
It's like half water, half nice.
That's such like a late 80s drink.
Really?
I have one after I crack into a tab.
People don't drink Crystal Light still?
Well, they do, but it's so funny that all your references are like so 80. People drink like ice now and like Perrier and different kinds of.
It's like he's been in a coma.
Speaking of bullshit, Perrier is some horse shit.
Okay, one more here. TBs. When you hit them TBs, you what? What really hits them TBs? What are you talking about with the TBs? What's that acronym that you use, Jaybird?
When you got them.
When you hit them TBs.
When you hit them titty bags. A lot of tit references.
Titty bags, yeah.
I got a tit on the brain, I suppose.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Somebody wants a touch.
I got them TB that tea bagging. I got that.
When you really hit them TBs.
When you really hit that.
Taco Bell?
The tickling balls.
Oh, yeah.
She really hit my ticklish ball.
I got nothing.
We're tickling the balls.
Like I said,
One of them's more ticklish than the other.
I would say definitely the one that you happen to hit. For some reason, there's less feeling in that one.
It's numb.
You branded me forever. I have a mark on my penis/testicle area because of that shot you had. I've never been the same.
I'm like Army Hammer. I branded you.
Got guesses for tiny or tender balls, but it is actually the TBs would be them taste buds.
Oh,
Really
that's right.
taste
The
buds.
TBs. That's right.
Yeah, so
It's a hard game.
It is hard.
It is.
It's tough.
It's hard to remember all the crazy things you say.
Especially when there's so many voices in there.
Heather sent this in, listening to Justin Long's podcast, Life is Short, and at the end of his Matthew McConaughey interview, Justin and his brother read an email with some would you rathers. I'd love to hear what you guys had to say for these. Would you rather have a foreskin at the neck that you would have to pull down every time you talked, or be locked in a room alone for 4 years with amenities just to stay alive?
I think for my career, it would be great for the foreskin.
Okay. You got to pull down every
He's
time you want to
literally
talk,
a dickhead.
Yeah, I
So it
got
sounds like you got to pull back up when you're done.
Fuck that. I'm not going into hiding. No, I'm gonna make mashed potatoes out of bullshit. I'm going foreskin.
Again, those would be terrible mashed potatoes.
Awful. They're
Just put a little
brown.
meal in your water, and you got a full meal there.
Yeah, I mean, give me the foreskin. I'll make it work.
You're
And I'm
gonna
gonna
go
get
that.
us. I'll get us some publicity.
We can't be tucked away for 4 years. I mean, that would be awful.
Yeah, we make it work.
Yeah?
We're going dick face.
Okay. So you're going to wear that for the rest of your life.
It's for life.
Yeah, I think that's really what the option is. You got a foreskin at the neck, and that would be for life. You can't get a circumcision surgery.
It's not a 4-year sentence like the 4-year.
I don't know. I think
I like
it's,
that you're negotiating this.
I think
Well, it
it's,
should
I think
be
it's either
equal.
4 years locked away or 4 years with the dick skin. Yeah, because it greatly changes.
It does change. I could do 4 years with the dick skin.
I would probably, if it's being locked away every day, not being able to see anyone, no visitors. Do you have any kind of stimulation as far as TV or books or anything like that?
There's got to be an end date with the dick skin because I could see how, like, the first 6 months I would trick myself in thinking, oh, man, you can make this work for 4 years. And then I'm hitting a major depression.
But I feel like with what we do, you could get away with the dick skin.
For a certain amount of time.
Matthew McConaughey could not because he's an actor. It's all about his face. It's all about his good looks.
But if it was a 4-year deal, McConaughey could sign some kind of, he's actually a dick-faced creature in a trilogy for 4 years. He does, see what I'm saying? He gets by if there's an end date to that sentence. Mm-hmm. There's got to be an end date.
Think so, but then do you get some things in your room for 4 years?
Yeah, I think you should.
You should. Yeah, I don't know. If I could do 4 years away, just reading and binge watching stuff, I don't know. That'd be.
You get the binge watch, but you only get 5 programs to watch for 4 years.
Okay.
And you only get to. Yeah.
His brain just broke.
No, I just.
You heard it.
I thought the After the Show podcast is kind of just like the think tank. Just kind of throw some things out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of little wiggle rooms on these two scenarios here. So.
I mean, I don't want to dissect the questions so badly to ruin the game, but I think we're asking fair questions here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Those are. Yeah, I think you need more information on that.
Gosh, I love Would You Rather. Isn't that fun?
This is fun.
Would you rather have a hot cup of milk every time you had to drink or are thirsty, or every time you laughed, no matter how big the laugh, you would let out a loud fart?
Oh, man. There's nothing worse than hot milk when you're thirsty.
That's rough.
Yeah. I think I'd go with the fart. That would actually be funny.
Again, good for our career, possibly.
You just got to own it. Yeah, they go, wait, and just keep going with it.
If you were able to
That
find
adds
a
to the
girl,
humor.
if you could find a girl that would be okay with that condition, it could work.
Yeah.
She has to really love you, though, man.
Just got to add to it. Yeah, I think that's a good one. And if you became a ghost and were cursed to haunt a place for all of eternity, where would you choose to haunt?
Ooh, I think I'm going to the Breakers. That'd be fun.
Are you able to eat at their buffet, or does that not go in the
You're a
ghost?
ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Ghosts don't eat, do they?
No. Well, that's why Jaber would be a miserable ghost.
It depends on who you ask, Virginia. A lot of controversy.
Okay.
Well, gosh, shit.
I like the Breakers. I think that is a really good option.
There's always new people there staying there to mess with. It's not like you're just haunting one family in their house. That seems like a boring ghost assignment. I would like to be in a big fancy resort like that, so that way you always have turnover and new people to mess with.
There was this buffet out in Panama City that I still think about when I was playing baseball my freshman year. They had a cheese sauce bar with like a stack of corn dog area. Would I want to haunt something like that? Is that too tempting as a ghost if you can't eat? You'd always be around the stuff you smell and love, but you can't eat it.
I think when you're a ghost, I don't think you're hungry anymore. I don't think you don't think like a person. You don't think like you anymore.
You don't have the drives of the flesh.
Right.
Because you shook the flesh.
You don't got no flesh, bruh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's quite the question.
You feel like you're always going to want cheese.
I feel like I am going to always want, I know, I do, honestly.
Can you imagine if you didn't have an appetite for it? Wouldn't that be tough? You'd just be like, and you just were like, cheese, who cares?
Well, cheese no longer...
It doesn't do anything for you.
It doesn't do anything for you. Like, you can't even use cheese.
Yeah.
Would you be bummed out if you were a ghost haunting?
I don't know. I think it could be fun.
But your loved ones aren't around. It's just you haunting. Like, I'm alive. You're able to go to my room and you could fuck with me, but you notice other people that have died aren't around you. I'm not high. I swear. I'm tired.
I'm not high. I think being a ghost would be awesome. I mean, it's sad that I died. I mean, I'm not happy about that part of it. But I think just being able to see what everybody's up to, if you're real nosy like me, it's kind of an awesome gig.
You'd love it. Okay.
Yeah, and there's different levels of ghosts, too, and spirit.
I think the best option, if you loved a sports team, that would be a lot of fun to haunt, especially if you had a great old stadium like a Fenway, and then you could become known as the ghost of Fenway, like the Phantom of the Opera.
The Fenway tickler, and you just tickle people on their balls.
Okay.
The Fenway fiddler. I love it.
That could be an interesting one, yeah.
That's good.
I like that.
The tickler of balls at Fenway Park.
That's what I would do. I would be all about messing with people like that.
Yeah, if I was a ghost, I'd want to be a bit of a prankster, not like pricky in a fun way.
Innocently pricky.
Yes.
Just a little ball tickling every now and then.
But I feel like there's some ghosts that get horny. So why, if they can get horny, why can't they get hungry? It's just something to think about. All I'm saying.
I know you believe in the succubus.
Well, the succubus is real for a lot of people. We get emails all the time about people getting banged by a ghost.
Is the succubus doing it for himself, or is the succubus doing it for you and for the power?
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's an actual, they feel good like humans do when you have sex, or if it's just they're
doing it for you to get your jollies off, for the control, for the power. Does a succubus climax?
I mean, you'd have to ask a succubus. I know, I just did. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Okay. Don't know if you guys did any binge watching over the weekend. A couple things that I checked out. We finally got on to that La Reina del Sur, watching that. My Mexican queen, my La Reina de Mexico, was into it, and it was well done. Season 1 is done by Telemundo. Season 2 is done by Netflix, and you can have a noticeable difference between the two. But we start off season 2. I started watching it by accident, and I was like, well, they made a lot of references to her old life, and I was like, I kind of want to see what's going on.
Yeah, what was the old life?
Yeah, so we watched about 10 episodes of season 2, jump back to season 1, and we're going to kind of get through that before we get on to season 2. So check that out. And I also watched Happy Gilmore with my son Cannon, who's going to be 13 coming up in June. It worked. He liked it. So if you have a 12-year-old boy, Adam Sandler comedy from the 90s works.
He's going to be a teenager?
He will in June. Yeah, I'll be 13. I know, crazy, right?
Wow.
I know.
That's
it's crazy. Isn't
crazy.
it? I know. Totally agree. But he loved Waterboy, and he liked that. So.
Denny's and his wife Jen and I watched Happy Gilmore about a month ago, and we were still belly laughing at
so
that.
Funny.
It really is funny.
Still a lot of funny moments.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it was definitely good. Daryl recommended I Care a Lot. He said 1.5 hours and so fucking good. I have seen a few things about that. The girl who's in it, I have seen, is this Peter Dinklage? You know, she Peter Dinklage was in the Game of Thrones. And then this girl looks familiar. I have seen her before. I think it's Rosamund Pike. Looks like she's in it. It looks like it's a movie kind of thing. And she is known for Gone Girl. She was in Jack Reacher. She's somebody that you've seen.
Okay.
And I'm hearing good things. Like it's pretty good.
I've seen her. Yes, I'm looking at
She
her.
was in The Informer.
Oh yeah, I did see a preview for this.
Mm-hmm. So it's getting a little bit of buzz, and so apparently it's pretty good. Yeah, but she's the chick from Gone Girl, maybe what you know her best for. Another recommendation, Sex Education on Netflix. It's so good. It's layered, funny, clever, artistic, dramatic, and beautiful. My description won't do it justice. It's about a teen whose parents are sex therapists, and the kid ends up becoming a sex therapist to his high school peers, and that sets off a whole drama. The character in the storylines have all types of skin colors and sexual relationships and classes, with the focus being on how your emotions can control your sex life. It's really good.
So here I have a question, like a sex therapy question. Let's say you are in sex therapy for being overly sexual. Maybe you're into, dirty talk and porn, and you're really overly sexual person, and it's controlled your life. And then you go into therapy, and by talking about it, it turns you on even more. See what I'm saying? So that'd be kind of a conflicting place to be at mentally. Do you then tell your therapist in the moment, hey, I got a bone piece talking about this?
I think you take it out and show her.
Oh, that is...
I'm just kidding.
I mean...
I don't know, because it would be
Think about
stimulating.
For some people talking about
a person that was addicted to that sort of stuff would love to be in a scenario where they get to talk with someone of the opposite sex about all that stuff.
Well, I even think some people just will get charged up talking about what their desires are, their wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it definitely would charge them up.
But I guess my question to the sex therapist would be, would you want your patient to let you know in the moment that they are aroused talking about that? Is that part of the growth of healing, or whatever you'd want to call it?
I think they have to tell the therapist, right? Like if you're having real therapy, honest therapy, and you're really looking for help, you don't keep any secrets in therapy. When you keep secrets in therapy, what are you there for?
I think a lot of people do that. I think some people go to therapy and they don't tell the therapist everything.
You're right. A lot of people do that, and they just kind of want to do therapy light.
Well,
they don't want to get into the deep stuff because it's too painful.
They want to pay a few bucks and go, okay, then that made me feel good.
Or maybe they don't even want to be there. Their wife or husband is making them go, and so they're just going to kind of lie to the therapist or tell them what they want to hear. Damn. A lot of people do that.
Engineer Keith sent an email with lots of stuff on here to check out. Anything from Lucifer to The Umbrella Company to The Good Place to Community to Mindhunter. There was one that I started on Friday and I asked about. It's called The Wire, and it's starts in 2002, set in Baltimore. And watched the first episode of it and heard good things. We'll probably get back to it. I'm not a huge crime drama kind of guy, and it seemed like it was on that path.
Okay.
So, but there was a lot of positive comments about The Wire.
I did the same thing. I watched the first episode. I never went back.
Really?
Yeah, but I heard
it's fun. And the cast, you have a young Michael B. Jordan in there, and a lot of the people I recognized. The guy who works the hotel front desk in the John Wick series is in it. And I'm like, oh, I know who that guy is. Oh, I know who that guy is. So the cast is pretty amazing.
The word of mouth on it was great.
Yeah. So I'll get back to it, but it didn't have that kind of feel where I got to lock into episode 2. And another interesting TV thing, Disney Plus has slapped a warning in front of the episodes of The Muppet Show due to, quote, negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures.
Dang.
The Muppet Show was on from 1977 to
Muppet?
1981.
Kermit.
Damn, Kermit got canceled.
Getting on them. Yeah, they're getting on them. I watched that. I was a 4, 5, 6-year-old kid, so that was right in my wheelhouse. I remember that coming on, and my parents putting that on like Friday nights or whenever it came on, whenever it aired, maybe Saturdays.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what it was, but I think I do remember maybe they did stuff like in Native American headdresses and things like that, or those kind of things where if you're easily triggered, or they may say, they were showing depictions of cultures at times and using words to describe things.
I love Me the Muppets. I think they're so awesome. Muppets Take Manhattan. Do you remember that movie?
I do.
Hi, Gil. This is Jill, and this is Bill, Phil.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
It's a really good little skit.
And Monica answered the question about the longest Uber trip. I was listening to you guys talking on Friday. Bird was asking about Uber drivers to share their longest trip. My boyfriend used to work long nights as an Uber driver, and one evening his trip began at MIA and ended up in the Orlando area. I would joke with him saying that he was going to Uber all the way to Disney World one day. Well, it happened. The passenger flight to Orlando was canceled, so Uber was the best alternative. And as Virginia guessed, the Uber trip was relatively quiet, mostly the passenger working on their laptop and answering phone calls while my boyfriend played his music for the long ride ahead. He was then delighted to score an additional trip that went Kissimmee to West Palm Beach on his way back home to Miami.
Wow.
It was a memorable evening because of how much he banked that night, Monica had said.
Kissimmee to West Palm. That is so awesome.
That's a crazy long ride, too. So there you go.
What if they talked?
He said no, it was quiet.
The whole time, though? They didn't talk.
They probably talked a little bit in the beginning, but then afterwards you're like, okay, I got emails and you're a stranger. So what the hell are we going to talk about besides just pleasantries?
I don't know, man. I've gotten into quite some deep conversations with some Uber drivers.
I'm not surprised.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're a deep dude. And
He is a deep dude.
you're probably in the Uber because you're high as fuck. So you're ready to get into it.
I've definitely been drinking.
Here comes High Guy, and he's got a lot to say.
No, I'm usually, if I'm in an Uber, I've probably had a few.
Okay, so there you go. So interesting stuff. Thank you for all the responses. Do appreciate that. You can always send us your emails, mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. You guys enjoy your Monday. See you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.